beautiful tornado.
That is huge. It is gorgeous.
That is a beautiful stovepipe tornado.
It's blowing all around.
Keep going, keep going. Be ready to put it in reverse.
This is so bad. Dude is looking right in there.
Tornadoes touched down in the small town of Ray in Yuma County, including this monster tornado. Just take a look at how amazing this video is. It was captivating us in the newsroom. Right now, crews are still working to assess the damage, but there are currently 5 injuries from these tornadoes. Fortunately, all minor ones. The largest of the tornadoes was a half-mile wide and left a 6-mile path. At least 3 homes received significant damage because of these tornadoes, and at least 1 business suffered significant damage.
Deadly and violent tornadoes left a trail of devastation in parts of the Great Plains. At least 2 people died after tornadoes tore through Oklahoma. A series of storms flattened homes.
About 24 twisters were reported yesterday across Oklahoma, Nebraska, and Iowa. More severe weather could hit parts of the Great Plains and Mississippi Valley today. Manuel Bojorquez is in the city of Wynnewood, that is south of Oklahoma City. Manuel, good morning.
Good morning. The power of the tornado that struck here becomes clear when you look at damage like this. This car was destroyed, and the owner of this home managed only to survive by running into her underground shelter just before the house was wiped clean off its foundation. Her neighbor was killed. Damage like this stretches for at least 4 miles here and is just some of the destruction unleashed across the region.
Oh my God, that's the most violent motion oh my God.
This is the twister that decimated Garvin County, Oklahoma Monday.
Oh no, there's the lines.
Violent high-speed winds ripped away everything in their path, including trees and electric poles. Forecasters declared a tornado emergency for communities in the track of the fast-moving tornado. A 76-year-old man was killed. Family members say he was on the phone with them when the storm hit.
He said he could see trees are coming up in his yard down through here. And then his friend said a little bit, the phone just went dead.
Lisa Buckner lives next door.
I ran back to the cellar, locked down, and started praying.
Her house was one of several torn to pieces.
And I walked out and I seen everything, and I think I kind of went into shock a little bit.
In nearby Johnston County, another man was killed after a tornado snapped trees and damaged buildings. County Commissioner Roy Belvins called on a friend to help him search for the victim.
And when he got there, he said thought he was still alive, but it was bad.
Tornadoes weren't the only threat. Along this highway in North Texas, we've seen everything from heavy downpours leading to flash flooding, and what you can hear there, that's hail. In Lincoln, Nebraska, hail and heavy rainfall pummeled entire neighborhoods, while flash flooding stranded drivers. Severe thunderstorms rumbled across Little Rock, Arkansas. As the storm moved east and further north, high winds damaged an airport. The system that caused this destruction now moves east, with severe thunderstorms in the forecast for the central and southern plains. And parts of the Mississippi Valley could see heavy rains and possible flooding.
following a deadly landslide. It happened in Taining County Sunday in East China's Fujian province. 35 bodies have been recovered and over a dozen others were rescued. CCTV's Hunan has the latest.
Large-scale machines arrived together with nearly 200 armed police soldiers vowed to find the missing. Live signals were detected.
The soldiers are working on the location where a live signal was detected. The detection machine is very sensitive to possible living signals. We followed one signal but just recovered 2 bodies.
But the heavy rainfall overnight suspended the rescue work.
In Washington, D.C. We begin in Canada, where officials fear a wildfire that's forced more than 80,000 to evacuate could double in size. Officials are warning nearly 3,000 square kilometers could burn by the end of Saturday. As weather remains dry, it's feared the fires could burn for weeks. Early estimates predict the blaze could cause some $7 billion in damages. Officials are appealing for more donations and supplies as evacuations continue. CCTV's Rowie Ruttenberg reports.
The recreation facility in Lac La Biche, a small town 2 hours south of Fort McMurray, is now a fully operational evacuation center. Some fleeing the inferno arrived by bus. Others came on their own. Cheryl Cole drove here with her husband and pets.
And at first I thought, well, maybe it'll be a day or so and we'll be back. But then when you see, as we're leaving and see more and more of it, you know we're going to be out for a while.
Cole and others like her are welcome to take any of the items here. Donations have been pouring in. Local volunteers help sort through the goods. There are places to eat, places to play, and places to rest. And more. This has become a one-stop shop for evacuees.
We have every service that people need to meet their basic needs. So we really are hearing great feedback from people like, I can't believe you guys have a kennel, or having insurance here is a good idea, or Service Canada applying for unemployment, or even just the simple fact we have things like cell phone chargers or computers that people can use, telephones they can make calls with, and all our services are offered for free.
Hundreds of people are now living here. More cots are due to arrive.
I'm standing on what's normally used as a basketball court, but this is no game. The people here realize they may have lost everything. Most will stop here, collect a few items, recharge, and then continue south to stay with friends and loved ones.
Others just sit and try to understand what's happened and what's next.
I'm watching it 24/7, every single channel, all day long. I cry. Just if we'll have a hope to go to jobs where we're gonna live, money, but we're doing okay. The people are wonderful.
For now, she says, they're all she has.
Every week, parents visit this community clinic to have their children examined. The clinic nurse checks their weight and advises on their nutritional needs. Arivola Razavindava's 7-month-old baby boy hasn't gained the weight he should have. But Arivola can't afford to buy the food he needs.
It should have been much greener by now, but there has not been rain for 2 months. If it does not rain, my harvest will be bad and there will be food shortages.
Arivola's own crops have failed because of poor rainfall. She's now planted cassava, a type of yam which is not as nutritious as other vegetables, but it's more resistant to harsh conditions. Farmers here in Anitanaini, just outside the capital, Antananarivo, say poor rainfall has cost them a lot, but they're hoping to make ends meet. In the south of Madagascar, the extent of the drought is far worse. Almost 50% of children in Madagascar under the age of 5 suffer from malnutrition. The year-long drought in this region means more children may need help.
The lack of rain persisted, and this has translated into an even more food crisis in that part of the country in 2016. And actually, an assessment conducted by WFP show that about 665,000 people are suffering from severe food insecurity in that part of the country.
Many families survive almost entirely on cactus plants. They walk up to 5 hours a day searching for food. 1.9 million people are affected by the drought, and Madagascar has declared a state of emergency. Experts say the El Niño weather phenomenon, which caused the poor rainfall, is over, but its effects will be felt for some time.
Thousands today either watched or participated in Northampton's 35th annual Pride March, saluting the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender communities of Western Massachusetts. 22 News reporter Cy Becker found the Pride March to be a high-spirited event.
Thousands of supporters lined Main Street in downtown Northampton, cheering the marchers, many of whom carried banners celebrating their affiliated support for the Pride March on this, its 35th anniversary. Many had come from all across New England to salute the marchers and their cause.
To erase the stigma, especially because there are so many people here, there's so much diversity.
I love Pride. I love the whole community aspect of it, and we came out to visit some friends who just moved out here and experience the community of Northampton and the way that they celebrate LGBTQ.
While attracting a number of out-of-town onlookers, many Western Massachusetts organizations were well represented during the Pride March.
At Ludlow High School, we have the Gay Straight Alliance, the GSA, and I'm a part of that group, and we march in it every year.
And as parade goers and marchers do each year, they concluded the parade by gathering at the three-county fairgrounds for an afternoon of camaraderie and entertainment.
Now, researchers around the world are taking smart wearable devices to the next level. By combining IT and electronic skin technology, they're moving closer to turning the human hand into a smart device. Park Se-young has the details.
Wearable devices like smartwatches can be convenient, but the displays are small and at times hard to navigate. As a solution, researchers around the world are working to make smart hands a reality. One Japanese research team has developed a way to turn electronic skin into a wearable display. The researchers created an LED display on the ultra-thin stretcher material that can mimic the pixels on a normal screen. The e-skin they created also overcomes one of the biggest problems with some of its predecessors, a short lifespan. In another study, researchers from the UK successfully created tactile sensations on the palm using ultrasound sent through the hand. Their innovation sends ultrasound waves to the palm from the other side of a hand, leaving the palm to display the screen.
The new technological era will allow us to not only look at displays and listen to music through our bodies, but to see the thoughts in our brains.
These findings bring the world closer to the next generation of wearable smart devices that see the hand as the ideal platform for electronic displays. Park Se-young, Arirang News.
An incredible sight I have to share with you. If you're not looking at your TV, come on over right now. We have the transit of Mercury happening live right now. This is our view from Chopper 6. That tiny dot that you can see, that is Mercury. So really incredible. This only happens once every few years. The next one not happening until November 11th, 2019. So this will continue all the way through 11/17 as Mercury moves across the sun.